In this episode, we check out the SupaBoy Black Gold. Alright guys, if you know Hyperkin, then you know they bring sexy back to packaging. I mean, they do an awesome job. So this is the Hyperkin SupaBoy Black Gold. So this is essentially a portable Super Nintendo that also plays Super Famicom carts. This thing is pretty damn awesome. So I have reviewed one of these in the past. I reviewed the SupaBoy SFC. This is essentially the same exact thing, except this one is colored black and gold. So if you're a collector and you want to have both, that's cool. But if you're looking to buy something to play, you know, Super Nintendo games and Super Famicom as a portable unit, this is a pretty awesome choice. So we will go through it. Obviously, I've reviewed it before, so I'm already a fan, but I'm going to show you a little bit about it. We'll unbox it, and we'll play a couple games, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so what are we going to get with the SupaBoy Black Gold? Well, you're going to get the unit itself, and at first glance, you're going to notice it has those Super Nintendo controller ports. That's pretty awesome because you can plug in standard Super Nintendo controllers. I really, really like that, and just the overall look of the unit being black gold is just really cool. At the bottom, you're going to have three options. You're going to have an aspect ratio / brightness button. You're going to have the volume control and headphones. If you want this button to act as brightness, you just press it once. If you want it to act as aspect ratio, you just press and hold it, and it will switch between 4x3 and 16:9. The buttons feel great. The D-pad feels good. At the top, you'll notice an AV out, no HDMI, an on-off switch, a reset button, the NTSC and PAL switch, a power indicator, and a charge, which is a micro USB. All right, before we take a closer look, I did want to do a quick comparison between the SupaBoy SFC and the Black Gold. You'll see it's got the same exact buttons from top to bottom. It has the same exact button layouts, 4 action buttons. It's got the 2 Super NES controller ports, the same D-pad, same shoulder buttons. It's basically the same exact unit, just a different color. But I am just totally digging on this Black Gold, and I'm super excited to start testing some gameplay. Alright, so the first game I'm going to throw at this is Donkey Kong Country. So you'll notice that the game is playing in the standard 4x3 aspect ratio. You can press and hold the aspect ratio button at the bottom and it will stretch the image. I prefer to view it this way. So the other thing I wanted to mention is Kart Compatibility should be pretty good with Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, so we'll try Super Famicom next, and then for giggles we'll throw one of those China Multicarts at it and see if it plays with that as well. Okay, let's give our Super Famicom cart a try, and it fits in perfectly. Hyperkin has this perfect fit, or perfect pin technology that they call it, and it's supposed to actually make sure that the carts fit nicely into the cartridge slot, and they really do. It doesn't like get stuck. You don't have to tear them out or anything like that. So it feels pretty good, and it doesn't feel like it's going to damage your cart or anything like that. So some of these like clone devices that take carts, you'd almost be like, oh shoot, I don't know if I should put my cart in there, it might damage it. You don't get that feeling or sense at all from this thing. So, you know, Mega Man plays great on the Super Famicom. We're going to try a Chinese Multicart and see if it works with that, and then we'll wrap things up. Alright, here's the Super 101, totally not legit, multicart from AliExpress. So if it works with this, it'll work with just about everything. So I'm kind of excited to see, will it indeed work with this multicart? Alright, it boots up. That's a good sign. So I think we'll play some TMNT. Okay, I gotta say I am a bit surprised that the multi-cart works. These things are kind of shady carts from China, you know, but it works perfectly fine. I probably wouldn't know the difference between this version of Turtles and the original, so that's pretty cool. So the only other thing I wanted to test was the Super Nintendo ports in the front, so I was going to plug in an 8-bit DOE controller and see if that works. Okay, I'm trying to throw everything I got at this thing. So now I'm throwing the 8-bit DOE SN30 controller. It's actually the black version of it, and I just figured, hey, it looked really cool against the Hyperkin Black Gold, so why not? But it plays really well, and I'm playing Captain Commando here, which is a really fun Capcom game. If you've never checked it out, definitely give it a shot. But yeah, I mean, outside of, you know, the multi-cart, the Super Famicom cart, an SNES cart, I feel like we've put it through the paces and it's done pretty well. So I'm going to move on to final thoughts and we'll wrap this thing up. Alright guys, it's final thoughts time. So what do I think about the Hyperkin SupaBoy Black Gold? Well, I already have the SFC, and I love that. And aesthetically, this thing just looks awesome. I love the black gold color scheme. Now, from a just overall usage perspective, it plays really well. It feels really good in your hands. So for long periods of gameplay, it's going to feel great. Now, one thing I really like is that perfect pin technology, because, you know, if you have older carts laying around, you don't want them to be damaged. And I feel 100% confident that this thing is not going to damage my carts or anything like that. So that's really important, because you're more likely than not going to be playing, you know, old carts that you had as a kid or whatever. So, you know, those carts are important to you, and you want to make sure they're in good working condition. So that's really great. Outside of that, the only thing that I wish they would have had is I wish they would have had HDMI out. Now, I don't know how often I'd actually hook it up to a TV. For me, it'd be more selfishly so that when I'm filming things for you guys, I don't have to have a camcorder, you know, up to the screen. It would be a lot easier to capture the footage. But again, I don't know how much I would actually use that. It does come with a bunch of the stuff that's on the screen that I totally forgot to tell you guys. It comes with a charging cable, it comes with that little lanyard thing, and it comes with a little case you can carry it in, and it comes with the AV cables, but like I said, I don't know how often I'm going to use the AV cables. I do like that they have the Super, you know, NES controller ports there. That's a pretty neat little feature, and it works great. I even used that 8-bit DO controller and had no issues at all. So guys, if you like this video, please consider liking it, please consider subscribing to the channel, and put your comments below. Like, is this something that you're interested in, or do you have a large SNES or Super Famicom collection, you want to take them on the road? Well, this is a device that allows you to do that. So I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think. And that's it for now, guys. We will see you on the next one.